Hey guys, Man of the Dragon Tamer Team Forbidden, and we're back with everyone's best waifus. Let's get started, shall we? Starting off, we got our shot up in price girl, Chamber Dragonmaid. So, if any of you know the reason for this, I'm pretty sure it's Dragon Link related or Dragonmaid related because they've actually topped in other parts of the world. So, if you guys can figure out why she went from like $5 last month to $90 now, please leave in the comments. But as you can see, 3 Chamber Dragonmaid. Had her before it was cool. And basically your best resource of the deck, really. On summon, search any of your spell trap cards. Just, free resource grinding. The thing about the Dragonmaids that people don't get is they can easily outgrind other decks. They can compete with what they've got. Next off, we got 3 house. Next to Chamber, she's our monster searcher. Kind of gets the basic combo pieces that we need, either from getting a dragon form into hands, that way we can go into the battle phase, or getting it ready for our fusion summons. So on your preference, kitchen can be a 2 or 3 of. But for me personally, might as well have as many of the resources that can thin out your deck and get you what you need as quickly as possible. So for me, I have her at 3. Your next best starter, Parlor. She can send the same thing with her, really. She can basically send any of your dragons to grave and get your combo started, or even send the fusion spell to grave, activate the fusion spell, add it back, and then get your fusion play started. And so you have an easy way just to basically get up a decent Omni Negate onto your board with any of these 3 monsters, depending on the rest of your hand. Next off, we got the best Hieratic Spheres target, because, bouncing back your opponent to only bring her out, and plus on your opponent's turn, it is no longer your opponent's turn, it is our turn. And then 1 Laundry Dragonmaid, because, hey, who knows, maybe the milling can help you out in whatever you need. The best dragon form, Ernest, can basically get your play started in your turn or even your opponent's turn, since she's a quick effect to drop and activate and summon your level 4 lower Dragonmaid monsters. So you kind of do like to see her a lot if you want to try and get through a couple of negates that your opponent may have set up. Double Tinkek, because for me personally, I like to have one as a beater and have another as a dragon honest, as I say. Because, we have a lot of monsters out there that are hard to get over, so might as well instill the fear of you saying damage step again into people. The Zeus counter, because, if you're starting off against your opponent who has a Zeus on the board, just drop her. Zeus can't activate its effect. What's he going to do? Chain? Chain on what? You don't have a field. Tempest, because free dragon summon, works with the other level 7s in your deck to go into Xyz plays. And on top of that, the new dragon, Miradora. So I'm just experimenting with it for now, but it is a nice card to slow down your opponent's extra deck monsters. And on top of that, if you end up banishing Tempest in any way, well, look, you just get to search for a free hand trap what's her face? Here we go. Or Parlor. So you get a free hand trap or an extra disruption or your play starter if you end up banishing this guy. So it ends up helping out. 3 hospitality, because it's basically the monster reborn of the deck on top of a Foolish Burial. So it's resources upon resources of you getting something back on top of replacing it with something else in your graveyard. Say like bring back a maid, send the dragon form. You basically have a basic attack for your battle phase that's upcoming. 2 changeover. I can never say this enough. Always have 2. I've seen a lot of people run 1, and they would just scoop the second it gets DD crowed when they try to activate it in grave. So always have 2, because if you lose this one, the 1 copy of in your deck, well, there goes basically half your extra deck, because you want to go into your fusions, especially your Omni Negate boss monster. 2 World Legacy Guard Dragons, because the maid forms are what really pull the weight of the deck. So, and that's who you want to primarily bring back and get all your stuff going. One Dragonmaid welcome, because if you end up using all your traps, you can actually bring them back from the graveyard and reset them again with welcome. Because if you control 2 or more Dragonmaid monsters, you can add 1 Dragonmaid card back from the graveyard to your hand. So you can basically recur the trap cards that dick over your opponent over and over again. 1 Dragon Ravine, because we like to send our dragons to the graveyard and get them set up for fusion summoning, Xyz plays, or what's it called? For your fusions, for your Xyz, or just straight up battle phasing, because the Dragonmaids like to swarm and switch out for the dragon forms. 1 Reasoning, because we're running a ton of different leveled monsters, so your opponent just has to hope that they guess right. 1 Gold Sark, because, if you end up gaining it before you get to Tempest, you can banish the Tempest, and like I said before, get the search for either Miradora, or for the hand trap Miradora, so you can have a disruption, or grab your Parlor or the low par in case you have to basically say no to Zeus, or get your plays going. Monster Reborn, because we can have nice things. Harpy's Feather Duster, because we can have nicer things that get rid of your opponent's back row. And 1 Begone Demon Child, because we don't like to get hand trapped. And on to the traps. We got one of the only literal hand traps in the game, next to Red Reboot and Tachyon Transmigration. Because if you're starting off first and you have this, it could be helpful to stop your opponent's plays, or even negate their spells or traps if it ends up being something critical that's in the same column as it. 2 Tidying, because it's very funny to watch someone get annoyed at their stuff getting bounced constantly. And 1 Downtime, because it helps to either get the search or stop something that's a continuous spell from going off, from bouncing it back with your Dragonmaids. This especially helps out if you have Ernest on the field, because you can just, bounce Ernest, activate Ernest, get another Dragonmaid on the field. It's our turn again. Onto the extra deck, we got 2 Spheres. Basically, cheat out whatever we need from the extra deck on top of being a disrupt. Because sometimes the best board for this deck is just having Hieratic Spheres and Tidying set. So you got 2 interrupts on top of Recursion with whatever you use to bring out Hieratic Spheres. So, you can really annoy your opponent with just bouncing everything back to their hand. 1 Romulus, because we can search out our Dragon's Ravine. Nightmare Package, because it helps to get rid of any extra added back row or something that's problematic that can't be destroyed. So, Unicorn's nice to have for sending just straight back to deck. 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosac, because, it's a nice level 7, it's a nice rank 7 to go into. It can produce tokens to go into, these guys. It's insane how summoning him out, making tokens, and basically popping 2 spell trap cards and bouncing something else back is just insane that no one can stop or, try to stop, especially with, you reproducing so much resources just because this guy gives himself 2 tokens. Like everyone says, tokens are broken because of links nowadays. 1 number 11, because it's funny to take your opponent's monsters and beat them with it. Harmonizer Gradiel, because you can mess with your opponent's graveyard. Not much of a spicy tech, but you do run the Chamber Dragonmaids, so you can fusion summon him out with the Dragonmaid changeovers, so he can be an extra disrupt for you if you end up having too many chambers on you. Then, of course, 3 House and 3 Xiao. Your Omni Negate for the deck that cheats her out, and then, as you can see, a lot of the spells, traps, and monster effects of the Dragonmaids are to bounce everything back, really. So as everything is going off, she's going off, popping cards left and right. So you can definitely see the synergy and how strong this deck is if just played in the right way. But that's it for the profile. Please like, comment, subscribe. Maybe comment saying which of the Dragonmaids are your favorite. And see you guys later. Peace.